Alrighty, I am finally going to finish the assembly on these two new surges. So I've done a couple things here that's a little different. First of all, I managed to get a cool blue, even heat treated oxidation finish on both these harps. All I did was throw it in my gas stove for an hour at 550 Fahrenheit, and I don't know if the light in here, because I got this crappy work light, is showing up very well, but it is a pretty cool blue. It's almost kind of a light gray steel blue, and yeah, it's kind of neat. So that's one thing. I think I'm gonna do some more experimentation to this. This was with the help of a subscriber who's been following along on a lot of my builds. Truth is the New Hate. He's the one who suggested and gave me a good chart with all the different temperatures and stuff. So I'm going to do some more experimenting. What I think next time, maybe sand some of this down and then put it back in at a lower temperature and try to force a pattern in different colors and stuff. And I think that'd be pretty cool. So the differences between these two harps are going to be just the spring steel material. I'm using the 1075, but I do like the thicker reeds. So I think when I place my next order for reeds, I think I might just stick with the 25 thou, but it maybe have the two different grades. So that's what I wanted to do, was kind of see how these two hold up. I'm making them as close together as possible as I can in design and whatever. But the other thing that I'm doing is I'm finally trying the one-sided grind. So it's not really a chisel cut, because I was doing it by hand, and it's of course going to be uneven and kind of curved. But only one side is ground down and filed, and the other side is flat. And my Morchung has a kind of a similar shaped one, but I believe it's forged that way. And the finish is my ground. I used my, where is it? This grinding stone, just to put the texture on the reed. I like that. These ones I'm not going to color. I think this is gonna look kind of cool. These blue surges, hey? I think it's going to be all right. So let's get started. See how this goes. All right, I've got my latest two surges done. So there were a couple of things that were a bit of an experiment on these two. And what that means is the first one has to be mine. I'm gonna have to keep it, unfortunately, for anybody who would like to purchase both of these, because only one of them is for sale. It'll be on my Etsy store, so check that out. Boxcar Harp Company at Etsy or whatever it is. But anyway, one of the main things I tried was, as I said, was the heat coloring, and I'm trying to get the color to show up nicely in the light. It looks like I'm getting that nice blue. You can see I did clean up some tool marks, so some of the filing has taken some of that blue off, which I kind of like. I like it kind of like a weathered look. And then I did take the file just on the edge of the frame too. Both these harps. The reed, I got good gaps on both these. I'm really happy with that. The reed filed on one side only. So the other side is flat. So it's not quite a chisel cut, because I did it by hand, which means that it's more of a rounded, can't really pick up, it's not a straight chisel cut or grind to it. It's going to be rounded because I did it by hand, but the idea is that it's only on one side. Teardrop triggers, and in talking with Jamie Bebb from theharpery.com and Bebb Corp Harpery, his channel, he recommended a tool that he uses to get a perfect spiral, because I was always doing that by hand and I didn't like the way the shape would wound up and they would catch on my finger. And I found these teardrop ones, which I'm doing by hand using just these pliers here and a torch. I find they throw better when I play them, but I'm gonna maybe look into getting some of these tools that he suggested and seeing what we can do. This is his reed steel. One of these was using the 1075. The other was using the 1095, both 25 thou thickness. and I just wanted to see what the difference was. And they both came to similar notes, even though the dimensions on the reeds were a little different. And I did have to go slightly different heights with the triggers, just the way it wound up. But what I found is that the 1075 is maybe just a little snappier and maybe a little crisper in the sound. But I think the 1095 has a bit longer of a decay. So let's just see how these play. Okay, so this is actually the second one I finished, but I made a few adjustments to my first one that I want to keep for myself. So I'm going to play this one first. This will be the one that I'm going to put online on my Etsy store. The frame arms didn't quite come out just the way, I'm bending all these by hand. I don't have a jig or anything like that. So it's the way it came out, but sounds really nice. Volume's there. Let's give it a go. We don't need this light anymore. Here we go. This one I also found too is really good for percussives. And then Jamie also told me about a cool technique that I didn't realize, because I put my crimps on the back side of these harps. If you just use your thumb, you can depress the reed just a little bit past the frame and get a manual draw start of it. Man, I'm out of breath. Maybe not so much on this one. All right, let's try this one. What's going on here? There we go. All right. I just find the other one's a little bit more responsive for the percussives than this one. Even though it sounds cool, that one's a little easier to do it. I don't know why I can't get that draw start going. Forget it. But anyway, I'm super happy with the way these harps came out. I think I might carry on with the way I cut the reed, just because with the flat edge, the way I line up the planes, it was actually easier to see, only having the one side cut, because rather than trying to look at the middle of a point, I've got one edge that I can line up nicely. So, and I found, I think maybe the sound is a little bit crisper, kind of more what I was going for anyway. So, yeah, I think I might try that for a little while. We'll see how it goes. But these harps, if anybody's interested, my Etsy store is now open. I'll get a link to this setup on here, and I am new to selling things on it, so bear with me. Hopefully A lot of the, like if I get an order, I don't really have too much in stock now because well, I only had a few that I really managed to make so far. So they will kind of be made to order after this. But I do have a few spikes and so forth. And yeah, this one's Surge. And I do have some material ready to go. I plan on starting a couple more fairly soon. So I'll have some more 5/32 spikes coming. I've got this, and I got some 3/16 stock that I can make either a flux, 2 fluxes, or two surges, or 1 flux, 1 surge. We'll see what we need. I might just hold off until I get an order. We'll see. Anyway, very happy with these. These were blue tempered, blue surges.